from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County.
I'm from LA.
So, bro, I'm going to have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about to ride, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but
What? Whoa. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just got to go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Trey Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is going to be a beautiful thing for sure.
Can everybody say it's hump day though?
It is hump day.
It is hump day. It's the greatest day of the week besides Friday.
No, I like to say that Thursday is Friday Eve. I'm a big Friday Eve guy.
Friday Eve. I've never heard that term before.
Friday Eve?
Is that a thing?
Friday Eve?
Yeah, I go hard on Friday Eve than I do on Friday. Just to get to Friday.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Friday Eve, my house got to be clean. Laundry got to be folded. Grass got to be cut. Everything got to be.
I see where you're going with that.
You know what I mean?
I see where you're going
Friday
with that.
Eve, when you wake up Friday morning, everything should be. You shouldn't be stressed about nothing. I'm talking about your day should be going.
Right.
Like,
that way you could walk into your weekend and just be like, I'm ready for the world.
Yeah.
That's Friday Eve.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hey, you heard it here first. Hump day really my worst day of the week. Like like Wednesday, this morning I woke up. My wife leaves out the house at 5:45. Well, she gets up at 5:45. She leaves the house at 6:30. This is insane. I got a pile of laundry I need to fold, which I'm not ashamed of. I know I'm gonna get to it. But Thursday is my day to get all that done.
Right.
Like, when I wake up tomorrow, like I'm on a mission. So like I'm kind of like today is like I kind of get up like hump day, nothing to do. But it is what it is. I mean, everybody routine is different, and with scheduling and like I want to say me and my wife are on opposite schedules. We're both super busy right now. She just started. She's a special ed teacher in Corona Norco. So she just started. This is her first year, and like it's been tough. So like she's working from like 6:30 to like basically 5:30 every day.
Wow.
And then she comes home and like I have the baby, but she still has to do like school stuff. She kind of wants to debrief, and then she has to wake up and do it all over again at 5:45. Like she still got to get 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
So it's just been busy. Like, and I work on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like I'm at my job on the weekend. So like it's just hard. It's been hard to get stuff done, but we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. Once you work out the kinks, just like anything, that's the beauty of marriage, I think.
Yeah. So congratulations on the baby.
Thank you. Oh yeah, she's 9 months, man. Walking. Literally just the other day.
She's a ball of life.
Walking.
And she's really advanced. It's so weird, man. He was just at my house yesterday. Rob was just at my house, Chef Rosie. And she like got down like from her butt, from the couch. Like she just slid down the couch and landed on her feet.
That little lady does whatever she wants, Chef Rosie.
Oh yeah. And she playing
it's
her
her world. We just in it.
Yeah.
No, she playing her card. She like, I got to show Chef Rosie the picture. She playing her card. Her card is, I'm cute. If you don't give me attention, I'm going to let you know you're not paying attention to me. And then I'm going to make
gonna
noise.
Be a star.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
She already is.
No, she's a trip. She's a trip.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, she's beautiful.
No, she's off the chain, bro. We went on a boat. She was trying to jump out the window. Last week we went to Arrowhead.
Oh, my
She was trying to jump all out the window.
goodness.
She's different. She's different.
So wait, what was that term again? Thursday Eve.
Friday
Eve.
Yeah,
See, I'm gonna have
Friday
to
Eve.
lock that into my head.
So when's your Friday Eve?
Well, I was gonna ask you because you're the owner of a restaurant. What does a Friday Eve look for you?
Oh man, I have to make sure that my house is clean on Friday because I know the weekend's going to be crazy. I want my house in order. I know I'm home on Monday, so everything needs to be together.
Okay.
Everything. So I have a Friday Eve too. Because there's something, and I think it's the restaurant business for me because it's just a way to go in it. You know, you're going to get your butt kicked. You know, it's going to be busy and you just want everything in its place and a place for everything, huh? Place for everything.
Place for everything.
A place for everything. Yeah. And it's just routine. I'm a big routine person.
Right.
So
that's I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with routine. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me, but honestly,
a baby just, forget your routine. You're on a baby routine right now.
He's young. So he doesn't understand. Your routine is the child.
Yeah.
I'll be trying for the next 10, at least.
I'll be trying to get into it, but some days I just be like, what about this, man? I'm about to do what I want to do. Nope. I'll be starting my routine.
Yeah. I do what I want.
Yeah. but to your point, Chef Rosie, I think it's just that even that home aspect, when you get home, I don't know if everybody like this, but when I'm tired, it ain't nothing worse than walking through your door and seeing more stuff to do. After you just put it all out there.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, going through that door and you got X, Y, and Z to do. Mm-hmm. Ooh. And I'm just, full disclosure, I love my wife, but it ain't nothing worse when your significant other at home and you walk in and there's stuff to do. And I know she said the same thing about me.
Right.
Like you come home and they been home and there's stuff to do at home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the worst feeling. I had to learn that. So when I'm home, I try to take care of what I can. And when she home, we had that little discussion where it's like, all right.
Right.
I know we need our free time, but just get the stuff done at the house and then rest.
Right.
And then we in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
is there anything, do you even know what the word work-life balance, Chef, is for you? Because I know you're a busy person. You're doing things like the Chef Open.
Yeah.
You're always doing something. You just told me off mic that, you just finished helping out the Storm and
I met the Storm players.
Yeah. So how does Chef Rosie get away from?
The hardest thing for me is I love what I do. And it's just, I try to teach, the kids out there who are in culinary school, like you can become a chef, but there's going to be so many avenues that you can take that. And as a chef, I believe that there's so many doors. So I am like cooking for the Storm. I private chef. I do meal prep. I have the restaurant. Mm-hmm. I'm also on my free time. I try to philanthropy and I'm a philanthropist and I'm helping the community. And so I'm always going, I have a hard time relaxing.
Gotcha.
I think it's because since I was 9 years old,
you're a busybody.
In a restaurant.
Yeah.
You're like, and I was the oldest child.
Oh, tell me about that.
I had brothers.
Right.
I had to take care of my brothers.
What got you cooking in the first place?
I thought about that a couple of years ago. And I thought I've been cooking since I was young, 5 years old for my brother. We were latchkey kids. So we had no choice. Either you make something to eat or you're going to, go hungry because my mom was working at that time. She was single mother. So I had to feed my little brother who's a year younger than me. And, so it was, figuring it out and what tasted good. And then I remember thinking okay, if I do this and this, it tastes good. Then it became a recipe in my head. Cabbage is good with tomato sauce and butter on a tortilla with a lot of cheese. And it was good.
Man, that don't even sound like that. It sounds good to me. Good. I know, but I'm saying hearing you explain that, Chef Rosie, I'm like, let me try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A hot dog with a tortilla. That was good. And we used to take the hot dogs and do the flame. And my mom used to get pissed off because I used to burn every single fork that she had.
Are you serious?
So we were barbecuing our little, our little hot dogs.
I want to go back though, Chef Rose, before you, because we got to break that down. Bro, I know I can't speed too much. I just got to go back to the point where you said it's multiple avenues in chef and cooking and being a chef and kids that graduate in culinary school. And one thing I have to say is I just feel like a big part of that too is though. You love what you do and you have a high motor. You just said you're doing 4 or 5 different things right now. Your philanthropy, your food prep, you're working with the Lake Elsinore Storm, you're running a business. And one thing I want to say to, all the chefs, I know you the same way, is you got to want to do the work.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be as successful as you want to be in this, but you got to want to do the work. And I don't think a lot of people really want to do the work, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And so I just say that, you know, hats off to you.
Yeah. Thank
you. I don't know many people that would just do that, you know, at that level, man. I'm even on the screen right here. I'm looking at the screen, all the stuff you got going on. It's truly amazing. It is truly amazing. I didn't even know you worked with Storm. How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, this is just not recent. Started earlier this month. And it was such a blessing because I did the whole chamber thing and go and volunteer, and somebody came up to me and he was young. He was like 19 and he was like, here's my card. You know, can I have your card? I know a nutritionist that is looking to feed a couple of her clients, and didn't seem like anything. I'm like, yeah, sure. And gave him the card. And then boom, I get the call. And so I've been working on that for a month, going back and forth with their nutritionist to try to get this account. And then I got it. And, it's just such a blessing. But I was telling Raw that I walked in and I was just like, yeah, like I'm 54. It's like, I went in there with my cougar vibes and I'm just like, wow, I'm like cooking for the players.
She was like baseball.
And I was like, yeah,
that's
I'm
a different energy.
Huge baseball fan too. So I'm like, wow, the Padres are like my team. Okay. And so I was just like, I was on, hog heaven. I walked in, I was just like, yeah. No. And then all of a sudden I look at them and they're all kids. And here I am. They're like 19 and 20. And then I started thinking about, gosh, like you're living the American dream. This is a blessing for you. Your moms, what do they think? You're like the pride and joy of your family. Wow. And, and then here I am cooking platanitos fritos, carne guisada, empanadas, like home food, comfort food for them. Oh, and then I thought that's a blessing. Yeah. Well, you'll get some. I'm going to make some chicken and waffles for you right now.
No, but that is like, I get that's just a different energy though. Yeah. Like I totally get it. Like you got your energy that you bring to your restaurant. Yeah. You got your energy that you put forth for your meal prep. But when you get in that environment and like, okay, we want you, we want your cooking. We want to see what you got. That just brings a different type of spirit to the cooking. You know what I mean? I know I'm not no chef. I do my little bit. Ra has some of my grits, you know what I mean? So that's my claim to fame. That's my claim to fame. But when you doing something, for a specific group of people, for a specific task, it just does something to you. Yeah. I don't know. I feel you on that. You probably walking there.
I was walking like Obama that day. You ever seen him walk? He's got a swagger. Yeah. Like my shoulders were a little back, and it does. It fuels your spirit. But when you have purpose, right? And I feel like when you're cooking for and you have purpose, and that day my purpose was to feed these ball players who are homesick, who need that, whatever it takes. Everybody has their belief in, okay, you've seen those movies where they have like the rosary and they're touching the bats and, their traditions so they can, hit the home runs. Maybe it is platanitos fritos. Maybe I am the secret weapon.
I love it.
But the purpose is in taking care and elevating their spirit to make them better players. Right. And I feel like in my life, that's what I have. I can elevate people, and it's a gift. And I elevate. God gives you a gift, man, and you're going to figure it out what it is. And then what are you going to do with it? And that day I felt like
that's interesting.
That was good.
That's interesting you say that, Chef, because we were talking to Walter Carter, who works in the wine industry. And he talks to us about hospitality and that same energy that you're talking about is what he was talking about, just wanting to elevate someone's experience, wanting to serve, and that being a fulfilling aspect for you. And I've noticed that every time we talk to Chef Dylan, Chef Mario, Walter Carter, and now I'm getting that same vibe of just, I want to make people happy with what I do.
You want to give them an experience they won't forget, and Walter, he's all about hospitality experience. Yeah. He's knowledgeable and but the thing is, if you put a common denominator with everybody that you just mentioned, there's love, passion, and life there. Like this is their life, but there's passion behind it. You like Dylan cries, dude. Like he gets emotional.
Yeah.
He loves it so much.
Right?
Yeah, grabs you by your neck.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to him, it's just
I know.
He gets all excited and everything, and it's just he's like an energy, like little ball of love.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a little ball.
Big ball. Size,
Yeah.
You know, so you see that, but it's like whatever you do, you gotta have the passion. You gotta have the passion before, because I know that I feared losing it, and people lose it and they stay in the business.
Okay.
And it just, you can feel
it's like pulling teeth. Oh yeah. They bring you to work. Now you know, and I'm just saying, now they going off on their staff. Mm-hmm. Now you got a short fuse when something go wrong. Now you can't keep your composure when you're going out and you're speaking to guests. Now the guest experience is ruined and everything just starts to trickle down, right? And that's what ruins people.
What do you think takes away from that? Is it the business side of running a restaurant? Why do you think some people would lose the spirit?
The burnout. Because we're on it all the time. It's just like, we're on it all the time. And, you know, I remember having this conversation with my doctor, and he's like, the biggest problem you have, Rosie, is that you love what you do. You're obsessed with it. You love it. But you need to learn to relax. And how do you relax? You know, when you're in this business, it's fun. Like this, you know, the restaurant business is fun. You're serving, people are enjoying themselves, and they're, you know, the little clink, clink, clink in the back with the drinks and the plates and the fire, you know, you know, and there's an energy there, and that I'm hooked on that energy.
Yeah. I know every time
I love it.
That's the non-negotiable. Anytime Jen and I walk into a restaurant, and that's the reason why we came here twice so fast in a row. It's the same thing. Well, it's the same thing when we went to Savage. You walk in, you go, oh, this place is moving. Like people seem happy. And then we met Chris, and, you know, we meet you, and, you know, well, she met you before, but she was like, that's Chef Rosie. And then just the energy you gave us. And then we're looking around the restaurant and everyone's having a great time eating their food. I'm like, we're coming back.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all about the experience. Yeah. You can go anywhere. There's so many, look at how many restaurants are around us.
Right.
You can go over there, but you want to have that experience. There's a purpose behind every drink, every dish. There's a purpose of why we have the people that we have in the kitchen out here. You know, we're a bunch of misfits that fit together, and we're creating something beautiful. It's not all about me. It's not all about Chris. You know, there's that synergy with the people that you work with too.
Yeah.
So when you have that, it's like, it's a bummer when you have employers who take it out on their employees. It's a bummer.
And it happens.
And it happens. And you feel it. Like, I don't know, I have like a keen sense of smell, but I've gone into restaurants where you can smell the death of that restaurant. And I'm just like, dude.
I ain't gonna lie, you messed me up with that one right now. Okay.
And I look at my husband, and I'm just like, babe, they're not going to make it.
Right.
They're not going to make it.
Right.
And it's just, you feel it. You feel the anger because they have like a little fear of, you know, financial fear is a real thing. You know, maybe they're getting too successful too soon, and it scares the heck out of them. So they start self-sabotaging. Like you go in there and these restaurants, and it's just 9 out of 10 go out of business. It's a big risk you're going to take. Yeah. You know, and
9 out of 10 is crazy.
9 out of 10. That's why banks don't want to give you loans because they know the statistics. The statistics.
No, you're fine. If you listen to any RTB podcast, I have a problem to enunciate plenty of my words. I cannot talk.
It's because
I'm not ashamed though.
It's because
South Carolina boy. So you're
on a streak every episode. There has not been an episode where you don't mention you're from South Carolina. Do you know that? That's a thing for you.
I have to let the people know. I have to, you know, if you go to Florida, anybody from Florida is going to let you know that they're from Florida. Anybody.
Yeah.
So I have to let people know that.
I'm just saying, you know, the episode to not say it, Chef, we just had his dad on. The episode that went live this morning.
Yeah.
His dad was on, and he still found a way to say it.
I'm from South Carolina. Come on now. So I have a serious, like a very specific question for you. Can you think back to an experience, Chef Rosie, where you started to think, and I know you talked about your childhood, and, you know, you realize all that, you know, burning the hot dogs and having the hot dogs and tortilla. But can you think of a specific experience that really made you go, I really can do this cooking. Like I really can do this cooking thing. Is there an experience that you recall that made you just fall in love with it? If not, I mean, it's fine, but I'm just curious.
I would say 2 times I was forced into it. I didn't go to culinary school to become a chef. I went to culinary school because I wanted a mentor. I wanted to like be there, own a restaurant and create, help my chef speak the language, understand him and, or understand her.
Mm-hmm.
But I was forced to because the chef that came with the restaurant at Provecho and this, he decided to walk out, handed me the key. And like most chefs took everybody, with him. He took the dishwasher was like his little cousin, the cook was his daughter. Like he just took everybody and he had bid. Yeah. He had bid for that restaurant, didn't get it. So that was his payback. And plus at that time, I look back, I wasn't who I am today. I wasn't, I was a lot stricter and I had just gotten that restaurant and he walked out. And, and I was just
rewind a little bit.
There we go.
I know I'm not the only person that doesn't know this about you. So Provecho wasn't originally yours.
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Provecho, I went to help Mr. Tapley, who owned Provecho. And I was working at U.S. Foods and I was a Hispanic specialist. So they called me and said, listen, he has his restaurant. They're going to open it up, help them out with the menu. Can you train the cooks? The chef that was there walked out. And left them hanging. So he's 70 years old. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to do this. And then long story short, a month in, I went to help him. And then I liked him so much and I liked the experience so much that I just stayed. And so I'm working. And then after work, I'm just like going over there. What do you need, Mr. Tapley? Like, what do you got going on today? And then let's make it. And at that time we owned a print shop. We printed new menus for him and I'm training everybody in there. And the month he's like, make me an offer. And I was like, no, it's a conflict of interest. I don't know. And I go back to work and they said, you know what? You're not going to be a Hispanic specialist anymore. Your department is, going away. We want to know if you want to be a sales rep. And I was like, I don't want to be a sales rep. I like what I'm doing right now. And so I called Mr. Shapley and I said, hey, about that offer. On the napkin, we went back and forth. And he took my offer. And he said, but you need to own it tomorrow. And the next day, we went to Riverside, everywhere we needed to go. And he took my offer. And the next day, that restaurant was mine. And that...
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of faith, out of a handshake. No money down. He carried my loan.
I'll be honest with you.
Like, yeah.
You do not... That is so rare of an occurrence.
Yes.
That is like...
I wouldn't even know how to start that conversation.
Yeah.
Here's a napkin, Treve. Write me a number.
Yeah.
Are we financing this? Or are we...
Yeah. Yeah. On a handshake.
I would have all the wrong questions.
I would have all the wrong questions as well, brother.
Yeah.
I've never been...
That's
I don't even
awesome.
know how to...
You know, that I am a big believer that once you make the decision to better your life,
mm-hmm.
I have such strong faith. I really do believe that God, the universe, the big apple pie in the sky, the enchilada, whatever you want to call it.
The big apple pie in the sky.
Apple pie in the sky, the enchilada. It will happen for you. People, places, things will start appearing the minute that you believe you want to change. And at that time in my life, I need a change. Mm-hmm. I had just, I had like just gotten together with my man, Chris, and I wanted, a better life for myself. He was the one that, yes, honey bunny, you can do it. He's that guy.
You're the man, Chris.
And you're the man, Chris.
Don't worry. I got a question about Chris in a minute.
Yeah. And, he made me believe. And I remember like, all right, we're going to make it happen. And then meeting Mr. Tapley, I asked him 10 years later, like, why Mr. Tapley?
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's my mentor.
That's so messed up for me.
Yeah. No, but because he's 80, he's in his 80s.
That's so rude.
So, yeah. And it's just, I asked him, like, what did you see in me? So I want to make sure that don't go away. What did you see in me? And he said, I've never met somebody with such passion He's like, you came in here. And he's like, you made it yours. You treat it like it's yours. And I loved it. I loved having that chance. And I never thought it was going to be.
Did you see that about yourself at the time? I'm just curious about because I'm that same way. I don't have much self-awareness.
Yeah, I do have it now. I wish I had it back then as strong as I have
confidence.
Now. That confidence, but I was watching yesterday. I was watching a documentary on We Are the World, where they got all the artists and, Cyndi Lauper and, Michael Jackson.
Oh, I love that.
All that. You know what tripped me out the most about the documentary? And I said, okay, God, like, all right. It's that Cyndi Lauper's like, I don't want to make a mistake. Oh my God. And I have to go after him. And, and all these people, like Bruce Springsteen was just like, I don't want to mess it up. And also there's all these insecurities. At the end of the day, I'm a chef. I'm still an artist. And I'm like looking at them going, man, but you're Cyndi Lauper. You're like, you're Bruce Springsteen. You're the boss.
But they're human though.
But they're human.
That's what really,
yes.
I'm telling you, that's the bridge.
Yes.
That's the bridge.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
have it.
they're human.
Yeah.
If they human, Ross said it on the podcast with my dad and it stuck with me ever since then. If you can be in the room with somebody, if you can touch them, if they within arm's reach, you can do it because they human just like you.
Yeah. Just like you.
I'm telling you. Like you. And so that's why when you said that, I'm thinking, Mr. Tapley is seeing something in you that you probably really ain't unlocked yet, but he been on this earth for 70 years. Yeah. And in 70 years, he done came across so many people and you were so different from the 70 years of people he done experienced. That's how you got to look at it. You get what I'm saying? Like, this man is picking me out of all the people in the scene of all these years.
And he said, you're next.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. And when you put that into perspective, it's like, I'm a badass. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So that's so dope.
Yeah. He made me like, because of that belief system that he had, right? And because of that faith he had in me, I believe that was the reason why I love that restaurant so much. That restaurant's clean. You can eat out of the floors in that kitchen. I took care of it. It was mine because I really do believe at that time I was 40 years old. 40 years old. So I was like, there's a chance. This is my chance of, starting anew. It was a new life for me. Whew. But so when I went ahead and turned it over to it's Casa Jimenez now, I was painting. I was making sure that every screw was tightened. I was making sure that restaurant was perfect to hand over to the next person that's going to take it because of that love that Mr. Tapley had done for me. He turned it over and said, here you go, Rosie. And he was there the whole time that I was there before he sold it. He was there helping me along the way. And he became my mentor.
That's like a different type of love though. Cause like even me listening to you talk about him is crazy because he's taking his time and it's such a surreal thing just hearing it. Like this man, first of all, he wanted to give you an offer out of nowhere. So he saw the potential in you. Then he helped almost, walk you through, have your back through it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just don't happen. Like that's just not a everyday thing. And that I would love to think that is why you're here. Like, I just think like when you say it's your purpose, like early on, you said, I'm doing my purpose. Like, yeah, when you're in your purpose, we said the same thing on Nikki podcast.
Yeah.
Stuff starts happening to you when you work that you just did not think was going to happen. Like Nikki said she came into town, she saw signs, she stopped in somewhere. Next thing you know, she met Chef Dylan. Now they done did all that stuff.
Right.
Same thing with you. Yeah. You're just doing I'm just grinding, you know. I'm Rosie. Yeah. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm about to get it done. And then boom.
But somewhere in there is a belief. There's a confidence, whether you understand it or not, to just say, I'm going to be open to that opportunity, because if you're not, then you don't conduct yourself the same way. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have saw what he saw in you if you didn't have a certain light in you, right? It was kind of undeniable. So he goes, I don't know. I don't even know if you're ready, but I'm going to tell you you're ready.
Yeah.
So here you go.
And that's Mr. Tapley. He's going to tell you you're ready.
Right.
I think a lot of people need it.
I think,
I need it.
But, I did ask him, like, did you do this for other people? And I started hearing stories about this man, of the people that he helped. And there was I heard a story that he met somebody who was sleeping in the bathroom in that building. And he was down and out and he helped them. Eventually, this guy opened up his business. Mr. Tapley helped him and he got him back on his feet. And he's done that for a lot of people. And Mr. Tapley, too, I just recently found out he started he had his own plane. Mm-hmm. Later in his 40s, he was flying his family around. He lost everything when he was 40 years old. Everything. He bankrupt and started his life all over. And I felt that at 40, I started all over again. Yeah. I started my life at 40. So there was that coincidence, that understanding. Right. So, and I think that when we live so much and we have this purpose, we have to remember. My dad used to say, no se te olvide amarrarte los zapatos. That means don't forget to tie your own shoes. Because when you tie, you look down, right? And you have to always remember, because people are going through things. Everybody, especially right now, we're going through things. And then we have to remember, I went through that. I feel for you. I can help you with that.
We done lost that, though.
Yeah.
We've lost a little bit of that.
I don't want to be the one that loses it.
You know what I mean?
I want to fight for this. Yeah. I want to be the one that leaves this world a better place. Ooh. I want to do my part because I feel that there's more people like us.
Chef Rosie, are you cooking right now?
Yeah.
Are you cooking right now? Because you're going in on the mic right now.
For real.
So listen, hold on. I gotta say some of that because Chef Rosie going in. I gotta ask a serious question.
I just wrote shit down just now.
Yeah, she's cooking. No, taking notes.
Yeah.
Chef Rosie, I gotta ask you, and he right behind me, so you can't lie. I need a very detailed explanation of how you and Chris met. All right. Ooh. And what Chris has done for you in your life. Okay. He's right behind me. You're looking at him. Brock can see him. Go.
Chris is the reason I am who I am today. Ooh. And he's the reason why I believe in God.
You hear that, Chris?
Yeah. He is. He is. I met him because I left the restaurant. I got burned out and left the restaurant. I was doing HR at the time. And he needed a counter person, and it was temporary staffing. And I got, a counter person. Then we became friends. And, at the time I wasn't happy in my life. And
he just saw a sad lady, huh?
He saw a sad lady and he
came right in.
He wanted to hold me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I know what happened. Mm-hmm.
And, he was so sarcastic. I loved his humor. He was just, at that time.
That sounds about right.
At that time, I was drinking. He was my drinking buddy. And, he was a lot of fun. And
he's a lot like you, Trevay.
Yeah. Let me get you another.
No. I wish.
He's a pusher.
I wish it was that subtle. Last time I was here, we were sitting in that corner over there, and he tells me in front of Jan, he goes, "I'm a pusher."
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
He literally said that.
I'm your pusher, man.
Yeah. He's like, what you need today, Ra? And I was like, you already know what I need.
Yeah. He was consistent. I think I wouldn't, because I didn't want to date him. We were friends for 6 years. I didn't want to ruin a good thing. And I wasn't ready. And he was so persistent. And I'm just I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to culinary school. He helped me get the paperwork, for that. He was just like, you should go to culinary school. You can do anything you want. He's such a good friend. He's still my best friend. And at that time, I was like, I can't.
That's a different type of belief.
You deserve somebody so much better. He was such a nice guy. And I was just like, no, there's no way. You deserve somebody that, that has her shit together, that, you deserve better.
You're not right.
And he was just like, yeah. And then Chris was like, I just want to be part of your journey.
Woo.
I want to be part of that journey. You take your time.
He's a smooth criminal.
Yeah, he is.
A smooth criminal.
And then one night he was just like, dude, I want you to come over to my house. And I was just like, no, I don't want to go to your house. And he's like, come here. I got something to show you. I'm like, I bet you do.
Yeah.
And I showed up and in the room, he dimmed the lights. He sat me down on the couch, turns around, and he's got his record collection and he starts DJing for me. I mean, he had that, what's that called? And he starts doing the beep, starts flipping records, old school. He went from nerd to fine.
Oh,
Like in a second.
Yeah,
I was just like, wow.
Is it getting hot in here?
DJ like, Chris on the ones and twos.
DJ Chris. And I love that.
Were you drinking wine or tequila?
No, like, I was sober. I was just can't possibly like you this much.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And the next time I was at the restaurant, I was running my parents' restaurant, Guadalajara's in Lake Elsinore. And he said, come over. And I said, I don't want to come over. I just want to go home and take a bath. And I said, and I quickly thought, your bathtub doesn't work. So he's just going to leave me alone and I don't have to go. And he goes, no, I'll be working by 10 o'clock. He went to Home Depot and asked them how to fix it, went home, fixed it. And by the time I got to his house at 10 o'clock, there was a full bathtub, candles, roses, everything. I mean, legit. And I'm just like, he's the Rosie whisperer.
I ain't gonna lie, he got you.
He got you.
Yeah. That was good.
I'm speechless. I got nothing to say.
He should write a book.
Nah, that's free game you just gave me.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to impress my wife.
I done learned a lot about Chris in this last few minutes. Just now.
You feel me? He's spinning records. He won a hot bath with roses.
Let me take more notes. Spinning records.
Hot bath. Hot bath. And your wife comes home tired.
Yeah, now Jen gonna hear this podcast and she'll be like, you ain't spin me no records.
It was, it was all you and Chris met through work, would you say?
Yeah,
was it work?
Because he was my client.
Okay. And then through that, him just pushing you after he finally won you over. What was the last straw? The tub?
That, we hooked up.
Yeah.
We hooked up and I went home and I told my best friend, I'm going to break up with him. I just,
with Chris?
Yeah. And my best friend was just like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to break up with him. I just like, he's too good. When you come from a background where you don't have it so good, that's not your comfort zone.
You're just trying to self-sabotage.
Self-sabotaging is
push away the good thing.
Yeah, because I was just like, this feels uncomfortable. Like, God, you love me more than my mother.
Yeah.
And I was going to break up with him. And a couple of days later, I'm like, oh, I got to go and talk to him, do it face to face. And that morning I felt different and I found out I was pregnant.
Shut the hell up.
And I was like, oh. So now the conversation changed to I'm pregnant. And till this day, we lost the baby 5 months later because they put me on bed rest. And he said, I've never seen you so still. When he walked into that room, he's like, I've never seen you so still. And I said, I'm just staring at the windows. And he's like, what's wrong with the windows? There's spots. And he cleaned every single window of that house. And because he didn't want me looking at spots. And he would come home and feed me, lunch. And I just thought like this man truly loves
you. Yeah.
Loves me. Like this is love.
Chris got me feel like I need to step up my game. I don't like this.
And he's still to this day, he's
Chris,
you
got any records I can go play for my fiance?
Yeah.
He's got like 3,000 records.
Honestly, brother.
I'm gonna need some suggestions.
He's like all of them.
He definitely has some Teddy P.
Yes.
Everybody has Teddy P.
Come on now.
You have to.
Yes. Oh yeah. He knows. And, but till this day, I do believe that the purpose of getting pregnant was so that I wouldn't leave. Mm-hmm. I think it was God's way of going like,
isn't that crazy?
Dummy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Stop. Think about it.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I put this man in your life for a reason. And I used to have visions and I had a vision of him before. So I knew the name Chris. So there was just, understanding that this man's going to come one day in my life. His name's going to be Chris. He's going to have beautiful blue eyes. And I remember thinking at that point, oh, he's white. Because I never dated a white man before. I was just like, the man came out. I was like, I could have thought he was Cuban. I could have thought, he's from Guadalajara, Mexico. But instead I was just like, I heard the name Chris. And then I was just like, God, show me his eyes. And I saw the blue eyes. I was like, oh, he's white.
There you go.
Gringo.
There you go.
He's a gringo.
There you go.
And, to this day, here we are 15 years later.
Woo.
And he's still my best friend. We work together, which is crazy. And you see us, our chemistry is strong.
Yeah.
We're like this at home. And it's just, I really do believe that that was the vision that got put, in my life. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I got to start working on myself and start pursuing this because there's purpose there.
And they're connected. Those things are connected. Everything we're drawing a line right now. We're totally drawing a line. So you were struggling, right? And then in the midst of all your struggles, right, you met Chris. You had one of the lowest moments you've had, losing the baby in your pregnancy, right? And then you were able to take over a restaurant, right? And now you have the restaurant of your dreams. Right. You see how everything just
everything.
You see how it just lines up though when you're on purpose.
That ripple effect you were talking about. You can either have a ripple effect that becomes negative, or you can change it and just say, no, it's going to work out. It's going to work out and make it positive.
What's the lesson you're being taught here, and what can you take from it is always the thing. But like, I kind of even want to touch back on something you said earlier that's always been a thing that I use for myself. And I also, anybody that I talk to that, feel like it's too late for them. I always say, a lot of people don't know, like DMX didn't become successful till he was 28.
Did you say the greatest rapper ever?
DMX. Then Eminem, 28. Yeah. I believe Morgan Freeman was almost 40.
Yeah.
At the time, like 38, 40 years old.
Keep going.
Right? Like there's just tons of names. Chef Rosie.
Yeah. Trevay was 28.
Yeah, I was 40.
You're 28 now? But yeah, no, like
28's a number.
It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Right. If you leave the door open, if you have a little faith, if you continue to push forward rather than just say, well, I guess I did all I could do and I just have to take this job that I don't like. I have to live in this world that I don't love. You can always find what that next step is. You don't have to have it all figured out, right? Like you didn't know you were going to inherit profession. You just were walking in your own, happiness, your own bliss, right? And you were able to show someone that you were worth it, to believe in you, and then they gave you something. So,
dude, it's even like crazy because I walked away from Guadalajara's, which would have been my inheritance. I walked away because I told my dad, like, I just want you to be my dad. I don't want you to be my boss. I'll go ahead and do my own thing. And so I walked away from my inheritance. And then a year later, boom, this happened.
End up right back in the business.
Yeah. A year to the day, January to January, this happens. And so I really like,
it's your calling.
You can't I had this conversation with myself before. It's just like, Rosie, time and time and time again,
that's crazy.
God will show you, and you have to believe at this point now. I'm just like, I surrender.
No, and you gonna give in. So you choose your hard. You either gonna do it that hard where you frustrated every day, or you go either work hard on something you love, right? On what?
Thank you.
You choose your hard.
Right.
So you can keep going against what God, got aligned up for you, or you can take this bumpy road and you can be sad and all this stuff gonna happen.
Or you can be hard headed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My dad used to always say a hard head make a soft ass. Don't take the lesson, take the lesson and learn from it. You know what I mean? It's never a loss. That's what I always say. But I want to go back because I think I missed something. So how long do your parents own
Guadalajara's?
I can't
39 years.
So I didn't realize that. When did you start cooking there?
I never cooked there. I was always the front of the house because my parents believed that I have a great smile. Hi.
You do? Yeah.
And, I was the front of the house.
But you cooked at home.
But I cooked at home and I cooked for my family, for the family gatherings. That was like my thing. Thanksgiving. Oh my God, I love Thanksgiving. So I always cooked for them. I cooked for my uncles when they came over. So I enjoyed cooking. I enjoyed creating. And I think I also liked the recognition of it as a child. I liked the good job. This is so good. And I liked that feeling that it gave me as a child.
So my question is, because a lot of people don't understand, you said earlier, you walked away from your inheritance. I could only think that your family was kind of hurt by that.
Oh yeah.
Because it's every parent's dream to set something up for their child. Yeah. How, did you work through that? How did you manage to get through that? Because I mean, Chef, like I know you were trying to, but at the end of the day, like, it does suck. Like dealing with family issues and problems when you're going through in life is a huge deal that I don't think a lot of people talk about. And you wanting to do your own thing aside from your family's will is another huge thing. And not to be funny, but I just think that Hispanic culture is a little more tight knit. So even you doing that was like, wow, you going to lead the family like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you didn't ever have a rift like that. Not be like,
big time. Like, yeah, I know during my pregnancy, my parents weren't talking to me. So I went through that time, being on bed rest by myself. Like, nobody came to visit, nobody. So it was one of those moments that it just hit me. When I made that decision, it hit me. I've been a good mother. I've been a good wife. I've been a good sister. I've been a good, everything. And I had to start doing something for myself. And it's when you make that decision, like, I want a better life. And God, I'm going to surrender. I'm going to have a better life. I'll start working out. At that time, I was just like, I'm going to change. At that time, I even said,
everyone
like,
has that moment.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, this is it. Like, okay, it's on. And, my dad was really hurt. He wrote me a letter. I didn't, at that time, I didn't read it. And I just told him a couple of years ago when we were in El Salvador together, I said, you know what, Dad, I never read that letter.
You're Salvadorian?
My mom's Salvadorian. Yes. She said, pupusas.
She's good.
And my dad is Mexican. And so, but I told him I never read that letter. And, that's my only regret. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But, now he's my mentor. I love my family. Like my family loves me.
Thank you, Lord.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, my dad was proud because a year later when I opened that restaurant and that cook walked away and took the rest of the kitchen staff, he sent me 2 cooks to come and help me.
And then like a father's love.
And that was, and he was like, well, you got to give them back in 6 months.
Oh,
because even then cooks were hard to find.
Yeah,
but
stipulations.
He's my Batman phone. Anytime I need anything, I call my dad. I am definitely, he came into my life when I was 6 years old. I dreamt of him. And when I met him, I said, you're going to be my father. And he's like, yeah, who's your mom? And I said, that one. And literally in my dream, he became my father. So when I met him, not knowing that he was only 22 years old and my mother had 2 kids, he became my dad. And the only one that can give him blood is me. Oh. So I believe that I'm a chef. It was meant to be.
Oh,
he
man,
is
that's
another
crazy.
soulmate. So the only 3 times I've had 3 crazy dreams, like the 3 visions. And it's, my dad, my son, and Chris.
You sound like my mother-in-law. She always be talking about her vision too.
Yeah.
She Mexican too.
It's real.
She's Mexican, but she be always saying, before me and Summer had Carmen, literally 2 weeks before Summer got pregnant, I had a vision that y'all had a baby.
Yes.
We like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, you crazy.
Yeah. But it's true.
Like 2 weeks later, I get home from Savage Chef. We got to talk. You pregnant. And she just started crying. I said, man, ain't this your mama just said this?
Yeah.
And so, I do. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it's mother's intuition. I don't know if it's fate, but y'all definitely be having them visions and they be right on time too. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is crazy. Oh my God. So another thing I wanted to ask you is about Provecho. Okay. And if you don't feel like sharing, that's completely fine. I just want to know why you had to walk away. Why you and Chris had to walk away.
Yeah, I had Provecho for close to 13 years. Mr. Tapley retired, sold it to the owners that have it now. And they gave me a lease and the rent was crazy. I remember all these things happening. Like, I'm looking at the lease. Should I sign the lease? Should I stay here? And it was like one thing after another, after another, after another to stop. I was burned out. I was afraid of my health. My A1C was high. Like my doctor's like, your health is really bad. You can have a heart attack or a stroke. Like you have to get it together. And so that was about January. And I started feeling like the stress. And I came home and I said, you know what, God, I feel like you want me to get rid of this place. You want me to walk away. And I said, give me a sign. And the next morning I went to work and all the outlets in the kitchen were smoked out. And Chris was like, there's your sign.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
And so when I closed that restaurant, I just closed the door and I said, I'm done. And a week later, Casa Jimenez gave me exactly what I was asking for a year later when I thought about selling it.
Right.
And on my journal, because I journal every day, I put June 1st, 2022. If I'm going through this shit next year, I'm out. June 1st, 2023. I was out. I handed those keys that day. And June 2nd, I flew out to El Salvador with my mom. And just that,
release some stress.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you telling me you felt like you couldn't run that restaurant the way you wanted to. You were stuck in the kitchen in the back. And I remember, I think the 2 times I've been to Provecho, I did not see you.
No.
So
nobody saw me for the last 2 years of it. After the pandemic, everything changed.
Yeah.
And I was in the back and I was stuck. I wasn't able to help the Boys and Girls Club, Oak Grove the way I wanted to. I wasn't able to be available, to Food Network. I wasn't available to do Chef Latinos. I wasn't able to travel anymore. So what I love about my life was literally taken away. And I just thought this is not a way to live. And then it started creating that tension between me and Chris, the tension between me and my son. And I just thought this is not what I want. This is not the life I want. And I was calling other chefs, do you want to take it over? Do you want I was literally at that point, I was just I'm done. But it took away what I love about my life now, where I can wake up with my husband. We're not rushing out of bed, we're snuggling, ordering Uber Eats.
Come on now you talking. Uber Eats be expensive, but when you with your significant other and y'all laid up being lazy,
you worth it, baby.
Yeah. You in that love.
I pay that 35 service fee for you for that service fee.
That's a flex in a marriage. I got you, boo.
Yeah, I got you. So that's important to me. I have lunch with my son every week. I talk to him every day.
Don't it do something to you? When you get your life back?
Yes, when you get your life back.
Don't it do something to you?
When I sold Provecho, I went to Paris for a couple of months just to learn to be human again, to wake up and not rush out. I rushed out of bed and I got on the train. And I forgot my headphones. I forgot my little journal. And I'm like, why am I rushing? Because I've been rushing since I was 9 years old. I'm rushing to get to the restaurant. I'm rushing because of Cooks in the Show.
I identify
I'm
with
rushing.
that.
Yes. And it's just why? So I had to learn to wake up without an alarm clock. I had to learn to just be who I am today. And look at how much time I have to do everything that I have. And I'm not burned out.
Yeah.
And I do so much in a day. And
it also helps that you love what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also, the fact that you are enjoying it, there was a different type of busy.
Yeah.
You were busy,
but
just
I was
working.
not loving it.
You wasn't loving it. Now you're busy and you they need that. I got you, bro. They need that. Oh, I got to go have lunch with my son. How long, y'all? Give me a second. Go have lunch. Oh, no. Now I got to go do this. But it's energy behind everything, right? You moving with a purpose.
Yeah.
When you move with a purpose, man, it's
it's different.
The sun brighter. The grass is greener.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything. You start, when you move in that purpose, you go home and you I've been meaning to get to that. Yeah. I think I'm going to do it today. It just have you doing odd jobs. And that's the type of stuff that have you waving at people when you're walking down the street. You know what I mean? Oh no, I'm not in a bad mood. Obviously they in a bad mood, because I'm blessed.
And then people look at you and go, why are you so happy?
Why are you so happy? Why are you smiling so hard?
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Chef? In terms of, I know you got the restaurant, you're doing things like the Chef's Open and you said you're into philanthropy.
Yeah.
Why can't anyone say that word today? Philanthropy.
Philanthropy. I'm a philanthropist.
And I definitely want to dive into that before we get out of here. I know we're up against it because the restaurant's going to open soon, but what's next for you and Lady R Bistro?
It's you say, you make a plan and you think you're going to do this, and then God laughs and makes you do so many other things.
I love that.
God just laughs and just says, And I've done so much in that short time that I was, at Provecho. And right now I have an idea of what I would like to do. I have all these plans of what I would like to do. And I just, I'm at God's will. I am wondering because already I'm blessed. I have a restaurant. I get to do all these things. I have, Warren G is my client, and I get to feed him and his family, and, they
That's
trust
awesome.
me, and the Storm players, and, I'll be cooking for, vegan food for Will.I.Am. And I don't know, like, I feel like, I'm so grateful.
You working it. Yeah.
Dude,
you working it.
I asked, I'm here with you guys today.
Yeah.
Like, this is a blessing.
It's an honor
like,
to have you.
Like, it's just, I'm
happy
like,
to be here.
I'm just like going along with it. And my life is so much better because that day that I closed the doors to the other restaurant, I went home and I said, God, I trust you, and do with me whatever you want. I am at your will. Just go ahead. And I started working on my faith. On my sobriety. I just started focusing on what really matters. And I just wanted to take over. I'm like at his will every day. I'm like, I don't want to get in my own way.
Right.
Because I did way too many years of self-sabotage, and that didn't get me anywhere. And when I gave up and gave in and gave it to God, everything started changing for me. And now at this point, I trust him.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's awesome.
And you know the thing is, he know when you're ready too.
Yeah.
So you weren't ready, right?
No.
But the more you show him you're ready, the more responsibility he gonna give you. So you getting out of these channels because he realized, oh yeah, so Rosie, she ready to go.
Yeah.
She ready for me to hand her another avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do more and he see you handling, you still doing your thing, he gonna give you something else. And he gonna give you something else. And he gonna give you something else. And he gonna keep giving because you giving back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
there's a reason.
I'm telling you, you
there's
giving
a
back.
reason. Sometimes I feel like I have to say something to somebody, and it's his message, and they say I'm
talking through you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit just goes, and it's it's crazy, but
I do believe
it's true.
That. Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I do believe that. I do believe that sometimes you're just used as a delivery device.
Yeah,
for sure. You meet people and they drop something on you. They drop a little nugget, and you go, oh my God, I really needed to hear that.
Come on, that's how we had. Come on now.
That's true too.
Come on now.
That's true too. Yeah. I mean,
people, places, and things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can get, God's going to put those people, places, and things in your path, and you have them, you find them. But for me, it comes with a price. I know what I need to do in order to get these gifts. I know that I have to go to the gym, watch what I eat, exercise. For me, it's not drinking because my diabetes, my RA, and this and that. I have to stay in this faith because I know it's not about me anymore. At this point, I know it's going to be somebody coming in here. The reason I have mole enchiladas on my menu is because this guy came in and said, why aren't they on the menu? And I said, why? And he said, the only enchiladas I ever ate was my mom's enchiladas, and you make them like hers. And when I made it for him, I said, come back on Friday. I'll make them for you. When he came back on Friday, I said, where's your mom from? And he said, Puebla. So he was telling me the truth. So that ratatouille moment, sometimes that's all it takes. Like I was telling you about those players. Sometimes that ratatouille moment, you're giving somebody that spirit, that love, that remembrance. He was needing his mother, and his mother was there in spirit. And said, go see Rosie for some enchiladas.
Yeah.
There it is.
And it's going to tighten you up.
There it is. Well, damn.
I know that was and honestly, we're going to have to get you on again because we have so much more to unpack. Yeah. And honestly, I have this
needed to be 2 hours. There's so many other questions I want to do. So next time we need to do this a little earlier.
I know, we got people waiting.
But we got people waiting outside.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday, babe. Yeah, on a Wednesday.
You guys are awesome. Both you and Chris are absolutely awesome. This is an awesome place.
Thank you.
Chef, this is one of the first times that this is the first time we've done an interview with a guest outside of our regular location. Your dad, but that was at your house. Mm-hmm. So this was actually really fun. So thank you to you, Chris, your staff. I mean, this is awesome.
I got nothing else to say. Thank you, Chef Rosie, for coming on today.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed that, tune in next week for part 2 of our conversation with Chef Rosie. Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ra and Treve. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, the number 25 @gmail.com. See you next week.